Me no makwa sa asempa kania. Se me nam na meti asempa no ma amane a na ma no keka me. Anyem bia what ANS Trading Agency Limited nka. Se wo ka se door to door for no de na e watwa. E sense obi ne wa wo se wo ho sa door to door business nim. Wo nneoma wo UK a wo de kɔ Ghana. Ana se Germany a wo de kɔ Ghana. 3 to 5 weeks e be kwa kodu nipa ne pono no se try. Na de mo demonstration wo se adwuma de we mu ne se wo ho bo no. E da fom se bɔkɔ. ANS Trading Agency Limited. Ewo air freight special service. And on your money at the befa plane. Intintempa na akwa kodu. Obetima fa sa pra we also the new free Ghana, akwa UK and Germany. FAGG them, which na also at na ye. I mean drop bomb. ANS Trading Agency Limited pe and a 40-footer any 20-footer container. Yefe UK ediko Ghana and Germany ediko Ghana. Oma manuoma yemre. Import to export to them there for you. Omo Ghana na money 0249 170 423. UK has over Freya 0790 802 7527. Germany 09173 771 2733. Ubenya ANS Trading Agency Limited. Our West Croydon ANS Trading Agency Limited. Quantum Brantem. Wana beboya baso. Maybe next time in a fill up from the bebro.
Let's go and get the tape from Joy FM. The first one about Bryan Acheampong explaining to Ablakwa that there's a distinction between the individual Bryan Acheampong and the company Rock City Hotels. Have a listen.
You could have reached out to me for clarification. If you had done so, I don't think that you'll be here, because a lot of the things that you are putting out are factually inaccurate. But I'm pleading with Joy FM to give us all the time, even if I have to pay for it, so that Sammy will ask me all the questions that he has, so that I deal with it. First of all, I want to deal with the matters as Bryan Acheampong, the politician, and then the companies that I also own shares in. They are two different entities. Bryan Acheampong is completely different from Rock City. If I die today, Rock City will go on. The Rock City and its branches across the country in Kumasi, Takrady, Cape Coast, Ada, Akosombo. There are almost 1,000 workers, and we support the communities that we are in, directly or indirectly. So at least if you are probed on this transaction, you will be putting all these things out there, denting my image and hard-won credibility. But I put it to you, please ask me any questions that you have so that I can help you.
Mr. Ablakwa.
Yes, so let me, first of all, assure the Honorable Bryan Acheampong that this is not personal, as I've always maintained. Yes, we serve on the same committee, we serve in Parliament together. I have always taken this position, and the Honorable Bryan Acheampong, that even in the House, we're very consistent on these matters. And 16 years ago, when I took the Honorable Jacob Echebilamte to court, he traveled all the way to the Supreme Court. Indeed, the Supreme Court commended our effort for seeking to preserve that state asset he was trying to purchase. So, saying that I should have spoken to you directly and all of that, these are matters that are in the public interest and matters that should not be handled at the personal level, and that's why I didn't think that these are matters that should be handled as friends.
I mean, I agree with you, except to say that even though the Supreme Court commended the action that you are taking, you lost the case at the Supreme Court. You always leave that one out in your conclusion. But what you have done, what you have succeeded in doing, is that you have tarnished Jacob Lamte's image throughout the process. You spoke on the matter, tarnished his image, and even now you are speaking about it, saying that the Supreme Court commended you. But you always fail to add that you lost the case in the Supreme Court, and you tarnished the man's image. You went on and on and on and destroyed a man, and in the end the law backed him. This is what I'm trying to tell you. sometimes if you consult, you will get the fact, and you will not destroy people. It's not easy trying to repair an image that you have destroyed with facts that are not true, with information that are not true. That is why I asked you that if you had spoken with me, you wouldn't have even gone this far. To the extent to which you want to damage my reputation and the brand of Rock City.
Viewers, did you hear that? Did you hear that on Joy FM this morning? Look at Ablakwa. You went to Supreme Court, you tarnished Obechebi Lamte's image. Eventually, Obechebi Lamte won the case. And he's referring to the case. Doesn't he understand that the ruling of the court is the winning verdict, it's not the losing one? That you went to court. Yes, the Supreme Court said, yeah, it's good to come to court, but you are wrong. Because you're a young man, they don't want to discourage you. And that's great. That's great. The Supreme Court did great. Encourage the young people to bring matters to court. So they said, oh, you've done well by bringing it to court, but you are wrong. Obechebi Lamte is right. Now he's repeating it 16 years later. He's leaving out the critical, you see their propaganda mind. Propaganda, a party that has propaganda secretary. After Damboche mounted pressure on them, they went back to the constitution to change. I have interviewed NDC and people on Joy FM in 1999 when Damboche consistently, whether it's at Joy FM, Radio Gold, Vive FM, Damboche always remind them that how can a political party have a propaganda secretary? What mind you have for the people of Ghana? You have something called propaganda. That's what Fifi Kwete was. That's what Sammy Okudzeto has become. Now they call it Director of Communication. But in the original Constitution 1992, they had a role at the National Executive for somebody called Propaganda Secretary. And those days, Damboche will challenge you, the host. I was there. He said, Paul, take your dictionary and check propaganda. You look at propaganda, the first thing you see is lies. Those days, you open a dictionary. Propaganda means what? Lies. And NDC had propaganda secretary. And Damboche is the single person who mounted such pressure on them that they went to change their constitution. They call it Director of Communication. But it's good. It means we are moving forward. It means we are moving forward. Look at my friend Sammy Okudzeto. You go and denigrate Obechebi Lamte, disgrace him. Look at the work Obechebi Lamte has done in this country compared to my work, which is zero to what Obechebi Lamte did. Then as for you, is below zero, is negative. And then you go and denigrate him. The man is dead. 16 years later, you sit on radio. If Bryan Acheampong doesn't have the information. And this is why I am angry with the media. You can't come on Good Evening Ghana and say these things. That's why they don't come. When you hear people say, we don't come to Good Evening Ghana, it's not that they don't want to come. Oh, they are afraid of the information available here. Because if a black one dares sit on this program, and I will quickly bring the law reports. I will quickly, and they know, so they hide. And then they hide behind, oh, Good Evening Ghana is MPP, so I don't want to come. It's not, they are afraid because the kind of information we have here on Ghana, a black guy, I can teach him Ghanaian politics. The kind of information we have here on Ghanaian politics, you can't come and tell us something. And I am happy that Bryan Acheampong was there. If Bryan Acheampong was not there this morning, a black guy would have swept it away, and the journalists wouldn't know that the Supreme Court's rule for Obechebi Lamte. They wouldn't know. How sad. The fourth estate of the realm. How sad that it took Bryan Acheampong to correct a black one that, look, you are telling lies. You went to the Supreme Court and you lost. You lost the case. The case that here Nomani Boama, it wasn't just him. It was here Nomani Boama. The Supreme Court held the view that Obechebi was right and that his purported attempted purchase of the bungalow was under law. It was correct by law. There was nothing wrong with it. And there they were propagating propaganda. Hey, Obechebi Lamte is going to buy. Why were they doing that ballot box of 2008? Why were they doing that? The ballot box of 2008. Why are they doing that today? The ballot box of 2024. They don't have policy. They just want to tell lies and make people look like they are thieves. And then the Ghanaian people will be worried. Oh, they are thieves. They are thieves. So let's vote against them. That is who they are. That is who they are. Nothing more, nothing less. And we don't want that kind of politics. This is not the NDC. This is not the NDC that I grew up reporting. This is not Spiogabra. No. Intelligent people. Dr. Kwabena J.H. Acheampong. I was in Parliament and I would go to J.H. Acheampong's office. And I'll go to J.H. Mensah's office. And I saw the NDC caucus, Doa Jao, Majority Chief Whip. Fantastic guys. This is not the NDC. And that's why J.J. Rawlings was complaining. Because this is not his NDC. This one is not J.J. Rawlings' NDC. It's not Emma Mitchell's NDC. This is not it. This is not it. And we don't want any political party to be like that. whether it's NDC or MPP, politicians should have a heart for the nation and speak the truth and speak policy, and don't take advantage of deficient media and just tell lies to the people. If Bryan was not on the radio this morning, Ablakwa would have spoken, 16 years ago, I took Obeche Belamte to... He doesn't add that he lost the case. You can't do that on Good Evening Ghana. You can't. You cannot do that here. That's why they don't come.